Hello, church. Today I want us to reflect in one specific phrase, and that is, it can happen in a blink of an eye. How as Christians can be prepared and equipped, be ready with God's protection to face life, but also when Jesus comes to go with him. It can happen in a blink of an eye. This reminds me of a story growing up. I was about 7 or 8 years old, and my mom took me downtown to go and buy groceries. I remember as we're walking downtown, her telling me, Raquel, stay by my side, because in a blink of an eye, anything can happen. You can get lost or anything else can happen, and I don't want that for you. Of course, my mom meant so much more that it can happen in a blink of an eye. But in my mind, as a child, I wanted to test to see if what my mom was saying was true. So I went ahead and I moved farther away from my mom, 2-3 steps. I blinked, looked back, and I saw my mom, and I said, everything is fine. Let me just go ahead and try again. So I moved even farther away from my mom, 4-5 feet away from my mom. I blinked, I looked back, and my mom was there. And thank God that everybody made it safe home that day. But it actually made me, now that I'm older, made me reflect in what my mom was saying. For me, as a child, all I wanted to know is if it's true that when we blink, we disappear or something bad happened to us. For my mom, when she said it can happen in a blink of an eye, is her extending her advice and protection for my life, telling me, I want you to stay close to me because you will find comfort and safety. So, that makes me reflect that also happened in our lives with God, in our relationship with the Lord. It's very easy for us to try to move away from God's protection, to test the waters elsewhere to see how it goes, to put ourselves into situations to see how far we can get without burning ourselves, if you know what I'm saying. But God tells us that his protection is with us at all moments when we are under his obedience and voice and when we're following him. But if we go out and explore on our own, and we move away from the protection, sometimes bad things can happen. And so it is important to remember that as Christians, we should be coming to God's presence and enjoying God's protection and safety. Allowing God to move in our lives and help us to be equipped for whatever can happen in a blink of an eye. There's another reason why we should be ready and prepared, equipped with God's presence and his protection, and that's to affront life and wait until he comes back. 1 Corinthians chapter 15, verse 51 and 52 read, we will not all die, but we will all be transformed. It will happen in a moment, in the blink of an eye, when the last trumpet is blown. For when the trumpet sounds, those who have died will be raised to live forever, and we who are living will also be transformed. My brothers and sisters, we are waiting to get to that point, to the finish line when we will see God once again, when we'll see God and he will tell us, come with me. But up until that point, the idea is that as his children, we stay in his presence and under his protection. And don't take me wrong, I'm not saying that bad things won't happen to us. What I'm trying to say is that when bad things happen to us, we will know that it is not because of actions that we are doing that displease God and consequences to the actions, but it is within God's will, within God's plan for us. And we know that he won't abandon us. We know that he won't forsake us. We know that he will be there for us because we're under his protection and under his wings. Church, let's feel motivated this week to remember that things can happen in a blink of an eye. But when we are with God in his protection, he will be there with us at all times to guide us and tell us what to do. feeling God's protection and His presence in our lives, it's so peaceful. It's so rewarding and something that we all should long for. So let's go and enjoy God's presence. Amen.